Fear is what keeps you from being the next millionaire in your family. Don't feel fear like this anymore. What is really stopping you from achieving success? What is blocking your path to becoming the next millionaire in your family? The answer is simple: fear. The fear of the unknown, the fear of failure, the fear of judgment. But what if I told you that fear could be the key to your success and not an obstacle? The fear you feel can be transformed into fuel for your journey, but only if you learn how to use it properly. Let's talk about how fear, something that seems so natural, can be the biggest reason keeping you from prosperity, and how you can turn it into something positive for your life. Fear is a primal emotion that, in the past, served as a survival instinct. It protected us from real, imminent dangers like wild animals, falls, and situations that directly threatened our survival. But today, in the modern world, fear no longer plays that role. Instead of protecting us from wild animals, fear manifests in more subtle, psychological ways. The fear of making mistakes, of being judged, of not being good enough, of not having what it takes to succeed. This fear becomes a psychological block that prevents many people from taking the necessary action to achieve their goals. And that's exactly the fear that keeps you from acting, from making the decisions you need to make, from taking that first step towards success. And I get it, fear can be overwhelming. But when you decide to face fear head-on, it loses its power over you. And that's something Carnegie understood very well. When he started his journey, he was full of fear. He was an immigrant with no money, no formal education, and no connections. But he didn't let fear paralyze him. Instead, he used that fear as fuel to act and become the man he became. Fear is, in fact, what stops many people from reaching their greatest goals. The fear of starting a new business, the fear of investing in an opportunity, the fear of taking risks. And it's the fear of failure that prevents people from realizing their dreams the most. And I know you might be thinking, I'm not capable of that. I'm not good enough. But that's not true. Fear will make you feel small, but in reality, it is only preventing you from acting. What you need to understand is that fear is not real. It is just a mental perception. Fear is a construct that exists only in your mind. And as such, you have the power to overcome it. Now, the real question is, how will you react to fear? Because it will always be there. The difference between the people who achieve success and those who stay stuck is the way they handle fear. Successful people don't fear failure. They fear not trying. They know that failure is just an opportunity to learn, to improve, and to become stronger. They don't let fear paralyze them, but instead, they use it as motivation to keep moving forward. They understand that failure is not the end. Failure is an essential part of the journey to success. Do you want to know the secret to leaving fear behind? The secret is acting. Fear feeds on inaction. The more you delay things, the bigger fear gets. It starts small, but if you keep avoiding the things that scare you, it turns into a monster. So, if you want to overcome fear, you need to act even with it present. Take a step toward what you fear, and you will see that by doing so, fear begins to diminish. Every small step you take toward a goal, every action you take, makes fear lose its power. And that's something Carnegie always did. Even when he was starting with nothing, he made quick and bold decisions without letting fear paralyze him. He wasn't sure of anything, but he knew that if he didn't try, he would never know what he could achieve. And that's why he succeeded. Not because he had no fear, but because he didn't let fear stop him from acting. Fear was always a constant presence, but he didn't let it dictate his actions. Now here's the most important part. What really stops you from achieving success is not fear itself. What really stops you is lack of action. Fear will make you hesitate. It will try to paralyze you. But when you act, you break that paralysis. Every time you act, you chip away at the fear. This is something Carnegie understood very well. He knew that true victory doesn't come from avoiding fear, but from acting despite it. Now imagine if you acted like Carnegie. Imagine if you made quick decisions without letting fear control your actions. Imagine if, when fear arose, you simply acted despite it. This is what would separate you from those people who get stuck in procrastination and fear. And this is not just something that applies to the business world. This principle can be applied to all areas of your life. Fear will always appear, but success comes to those who don't let fear control what they do. The fear of failure is what keeps most people stuck in the same place. in their comfort zone. And if you really want to prosper, you need to leave the fear behind and start acting. Fear is not the enemy, inaction is. The fear of making mistakes, the fear of failing, the fear of being rejected, all these fears are natural. What you need to do is act even with these fears, and success will come. Therefore, what Carnegie taught us wasn't just how to fight fear, but how to act despite it. He said, "The secret to success is not in not feeling fear, but in acting with courage, even with fear." So, if you want to be the next millionaire in your family, what you need to do is act now. It doesn't matter if you feel fear. It doesn't matter if you feel insecure. What matters is acting. So, I ask you, what will you do now? Will you keep letting fear control your life, or will you take control and act like Carnegie did? The future is yours to build. And it all starts with the decision to act despite the fear.